Hey folks, welcome back to my show. You know, there was one thing I really did not care much of that a lot of people always say. They used to say that my sense of humor is a lot like Jim Carrey. Normally, folks, I really don't see myself as a Jim Carrey. I would see myself as Robin Williams, but I'm not a Jim Carrey guy. Man, would have been interesting if I did a tribute to Robert Williams.
Hello, I am Mork from Mork. No. Oh, me. Bing! Oh, Shazbot. 10,000 years can give you such a quick in the neck.
But one thing I gotta say about Mr. Williams, God bless his soul. I do miss him. But, since you guys talked me into it, you guys want me to review Ace Ventura Pet Detective?
Alrighty then.
Let's get to it. You see, a long time ago, folks, not many people didn't think much on Jim Carrey back then. But his sense of humor and his wildness that he always gives during his performance, it all started from
A Living Color.
Do what you wanna do. Live a color.
A Living Color.
Where Jim Carrey did the most unbelievable and really funny character in Living Color as the fire marshal. Hello, folks. Let me show you something. I get burned so much I can't feel it anymore. Now, of course, back then when he first appeared in Living Color, he used to be called Jimmy Carrey, until he decided to shorten it and call himself Jim Carrey. And after his performance in Living Color was phenomenal and really hilarious, that's when they decided to make his first feature-length movie, and it is
Ace Ventura Pet Detective. How are you this afternoon? Alrighty then.
Now, in this movie, it is really hilarious. Now, a long time ago, I was a Jim Carrey fan. I was. But after seeing his performance in that movie called Man in the Moon, where he did Randy Newman's performance pretty horrible, that's when I stopped becoming a Jim Carrey fan. And I haven't seen him appeared in any good movies lately. Well, I did like his performance of The Grinch. And if you guys want me to review The Grinch next Christmas, I'll think about it. I just don't have any DVDs or VHSs or even Blu-rays of The Grinch. Both cartoon and movie version. And now I hear there's a new Grinch coming out. A CGI one. But let's get to Jim Carrey, shall we? Turns out that Jim Carrey is a very smart and brilliant detective. But he ain't just a PI or a police detective. What he is,
He's a pet detective.
he specializes in animals. And you know, to every contest there is a loser. Loser. Now, this movie has Dan Marino, the famous football player, young Courtney Cox, before she had so many plastic surgeries, she's starting to look like the Grim Reaper, but still hot, sort of a hot Grim Reaper, I guess. Hey, they should hire Courtney Cox to play Lady Death on Deadpool. And also... Oh, shut up. Dang birds always ad-libbing. Going all... Shut up! And also, Sean Young from, well, you've seen her in tons of movies from the 80s and 90s. I also heard that she tried to audition for Catwoman and Vicky Vale, but she never got the part. She even appeared right in front of Tim Burton in a cat outfit. But sadly, Michelle Pfeiffer got the part. And I think Michelle Pfeiffer is perfect. Anyway, according to this movie, it involves a mascot for the Miami Dolphins. And this mascot goes by the name of Snowflake, gets kidnapped. Now, the cops don't find it not a big deal. But, oh no!
Excuse me, I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Okay, what? Mr. Rectum?
Pardon me, do you have a mint? Maybe a depository one?
No, I don't. Now get out of here! Sometimes it just brings out my inner Carrie that I just don't like. Anyway. Now in the movie, he turns out to be very, very smart. And he finally figured out who was the culprit. Oh yeah, spoilers. Turns out that it was Sean Young who also played the Lieutenant Ihorn. Turns out that she was a he, and he was a football player named Ray Finkel, who hold a grudge against Dan Marino. He wanted to kidnap Snowflake and Dan Marino and try to kill them, all because of that one football game where the Dolphins lose, and all the fans gave him a hard time. So, le who, the her. Case is solved.
Yes! Yes! Oh, yes! Can you feel that? Can you feel it?
Now to the sequel. Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls. Now, unlike the first movie where he's in Miami, this one, he goes to Africa. Now, even though Ace Ventura was an animal lover, he has a problem with bats. And when the guy who hired him, named Greenwall, told him what's the difference, well, he pretty much explained why he hates bats. Lightless beady eyes, clawed teeth, incredulous wings, even fangs. As for me, I hate spiders. Have you ever seen a spider? They're hideous. 8 beady little eyes, creepy 8 long legs, even venomous fangs. They give you venom, you know. Anyway, in this one, he meets the entire tribe called... Now, what was the name of the tribe? The Wachatis. Of course, it's all made up. He's supposed to help the Wachatis, who are a peaceful tribe, and they have a feud with the Rachutus. They're the bloodthirsty types. And if their sacred white bat, the albino bat, isn't there for the marriage, then the Wachatis will be killed under the hands of the Wachutus. So it's up to Ace Ventura to figure out who's behind all this. One thing I did like on that scene, we figured out who the bad guy was, and it was the Lordship. And when he saw those 2 poachers, he had a skunk and did a Tony Montana impression and say hello to my stinky little friend. Oh! You see, humans and animals can live in harmony. Now, of course, the great white bat to the natives, shikaka. 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 Shikcushion. Ah. Shish kebab. Shashika rendition. Chicago. You're out. Now, compared to the first movie, it was really funny. This one was outrageous. A little gross, but outrageous nonetheless. And of course, Ace Ventura did it. He saved the tribe by bringing that sacred bat in their area. And as for the lordship, well, let's just say that he met the silverback. Hum hum away. A wimbo a wimbo a wimbo a wimbo a wimbo a wimbo a wimbo. So, this one was hilarious and crazy beyond a shadow of a doubt. But since Ace Ventura got really popular enough, now do forgive the look of these printouts. Try to tell the people to get their black ink fix, but I hope you can still see it. They made Ace Ventura Pet Detective cartoon series, which was a really interesting series. And of course, at the same time when The Mask was made and Ace Ventura was made, they decided to do a crossover comic, which I wish I would have mentioned in my The Mask review. And I like The Mask better than Ace Ventura because it's based on a comic book, and I was dying to tell the history and the original comics themselves. And if you guys haven't seen my Mask review, I'll send a link down below so you can see my Mask review. Anyway, this was the first crossover of Jim Carrey's characters together when they made Ace Ventura Meets the Mask. And they also did a cartoon series of Dumb and Dumber, but I'm not exactly a fan of Dumb and Dumber. Heck, I didn't even want to see the sequel coming out. And then when somebody decided to make another Ace Ventura movie, a third one, sadly Jim Carrey couldn't make it. So therefore they hired another actor and make Ace Ventura Pet Detective Jr. And sadly to the critics and everybody, they really don't like the movie. It was a huge failure. And that was the end of Ace Ventura Pet Detective. You know, if I was an actor, I would have played Ace Ventura Jr. And I would have acted a lot like Jim Carrey. But what's done is done. So, I finally got my inner Jim Carrey out. So, yes! Dang, I'm good! Can you feel that, huh? Can you feel it, Captain Compost? The day of redemption is at hand! Repent, and thou shalt be saved. So, for those of you who likes my Ace Ventura review, please leave a comment down below. Hit a like and subscribe. Right now, I want to get this Jim Carrey-ness out of my system and start reviewing something created by a really good animator named Mike Judge. So I'm going to be reviewing Beavis and Butthead, and then I'm going to be reviewing the spin-off Daria, and then King of the Hill. So, stay tuned, and thank you for watching. Loser! Hello! the hair.